In the last video, we saw how Gohan would handle Zamasu and Goku Black. But because of Buu and Zeno's friendship, we now have the Tournament of Power to worry about. Let's get right into this. The Dragon Team members all arrived to meet with Beerus so they could strategize for the upcoming tournament. However, they'd realized Tien is missing. He appears late, with a woman in hand, Launch. Launch is introduced to everyone and reintroduced to some others. She apologizes for leaving their friend group earlier, saying Tien talked some sense into her. She says she hears there's somehow gods higher than Kami now, and asks what's the deal with that. She sees Beerus and calls him a cute kitty, and quickly made to sneeze by Tien, so Launch reverts to good Launch before she upsets Beerus. So then the Dragon Team gets to train with Beerus and Whis, and in preparation, we finally get some major battles teased since Battle of Gods. Beerus against Gohan, Beerus against Goten, and Beerus against Trunks. While those three are locked, there's actually more fighters in the limited roster of 10. There's Videl, Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, Chiaotzu. They've all been training for this. There's Buu, there's Tarbell, there's Android 17 and 18. Okay, let's go through the list. First of all, Buu lost the first round to Botama in the last tournament. Yes, Buu is great in a life or death battle, but when all it takes to win is to outsmart someone, Buu might not last as long as his power may lead you to think. Also, Beerus would be upset that Buu got them into this mess in the first place, so he'll have Buu spectate but not actually battle, kind of as a punishment to him. But don't worry if you're a Buu fan, he will be very important in future sagas, specifically the Moro saga, and I want him to be a main character in Daima, or my iteration of Daima. Tien and Piccolo are pretty clear locks for the tournament. Both are strong with many techniques and the smarts to eliminate others. Same can be said for Krillin, and if Krillin is in, 18 will want to be in too to protect him. This is also Videl's chance to finally show her new strength, and she'll definitely want to be there for her husband. So we get to some that might not show now. Master Roshi. He hasn't been training as hard as the others, and he struggles against women anyway. He probably wouldn't be asked to join, but will be willing to help train. Chiaotzu is great and would be helpful, but I think if it comes to it, he'd have to be cut. I think Yamcha would be chosen over him, with respect to both. Tarbell, if you recall, I had him in earlier arcs for the Super Saiyan God ritual, and he wanted to become more of a fighter, but I just don't think he's really relevant enough to the story to be necessary for a tournament like this. Yes, I say let's intentionally prove humans can be more important and powerful than Saiyans by having them in this tournament instead of Tarbell. And for the last pick, we have to go Android 17. He hasn't been in Super at all at this point, so this is our chance to put him back in the spotlight. And yeah, no one would want to bring back Frieza or any other villains here, obviously. I admit, I wish we could include Chiaotzu and Roshi and Buu, but hard choices have to be made with only 10 fighters. So while those 10 fighters train with Beerus, we can get some shenanigans with the leftover Dragon Team. By this point, Marin is around 9 and Bulla is 5 years old in our continuity. So let's have Marin running around having fun with her own powers. She has inherited enhanced cells from her mother, and that gives her amazing ki control and great stamina. Marin, however, isn't chaotic. She's down to earth, and a bit of a trickster like her dad, so she uses her powers to prank the remaining fighters. Bulla, on the other hand, is a typical young kid, just one with extraordinary strength she doesn't know how to control. While those shenanigans happen, Beerus is able to beat all 3 of his competitors through one-on-one battles, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. Beerus doesn't even seem hurt, taking down Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan God Trunks with his Brave Sword, and Super Saiyan God Goten. He admits if all 3 fought him at the same time, he might lose, but probably wouldn't. A little bit later with Beerus, we'll get a nice montage of all the characters training with him. Through the training, Beerus gains a liking to Trunks especially. Whis also helps train everyone, and he especially likes Goten. Roshi joins the training, placing himself beside Beerus and Whis, training the others. He offers them his philosophy. Move well, study well, play well, eat well, rest well. He tells them, don't battle to win, battle to constantly improve yourself. Understanding that there is always someone stronger, and instead seeking self-improvement and understanding of self, is the key to martial arts. Trunks speaks up against this, calling that kind of talk stupid. He says he always fights to win, and Beerus actually vocally agrees with Trunks. Whis giggles at this, telling Beerus that Roshi is actually right. Focus on yourself, letting attacks move right past you and then counterattack. Beerus argues a good destructive attack is what matters, tanking anything thrown at you with pure strength and using that to motivate your own attack. Goten agrees with Whis, saying battle isn't about winning, it should be fun and about getting better. Beerus and Whis bicker a bit, and they end up separating everyone into two teams. Whis' team is Roshi, Goten, Gohan, Tien, Krillin, and Yamcha. Beerus' team is Trunks, Piccolo, 18, 17, Chiaotzu, and Videl. Beerus coaches his team, while Whis coaches his, and they battle to decide whose philosophy is right. Boo is again barred due to Beerus disliking his pushing of Zeno, so Boo just watches enviously. It's not like he really understands these philosophies anyways. Gohan and Videl spar, Gohan asking how Videl could disagree with him on something so important. Then Videl says she fights to win, and there's nothing more important than fighting spirit. Videl seems to enter Kaioken effortlessly, somehow the strain on her body near non-existent. This is different than how it was when she fought Pilaf. The training is doing a lot for her. Gohan takes notice of this, seeing there's clearly something unique going on with Videl, but in the end, Gohan is able to beat her. Although he does go easy on her. 1 point for Whis. Tien and Chiaotzu spar. Tien is confused how Chiaotzu could be studying martial arts for all his life, and still side against such basic martial arts core philosophies. Chiaotzu tells Tien that if they always won, they wouldn't have to go through such struggle like they always do. And besides, he likes being a little bit feared. Tien ends up winning against Chiaotzu. Whis now has 2 points. 18 and Krillin spar. Krillin staying true to the teachings that made him who he is, whereas 18 says there's no point in fighting if you don't plan to win. 18 wins against Krillin. 1 point Beerus. Roshi then fights Piccolo, and Roshi tells him that his ideals formed Goku into the man that would surpass him. He tells him even though Piccolo trained Gohan, Gohan agrees with Whis' ideas instead of his. Piccolo scoffs, calling their views soft, saying to protect others you need grit. Roshi says he sounds like his father, the Demon King, and Piccolo says he's nothing like his father. He just is willing to fight like hell to protect everyone. Roshi dodges move after move from Piccolo, activating some kind of instinctual martial arts. Piccolo grows frustrated, asking how an old man who hasn't even been training can be so fast. Roshi tells him that's what happens with a steady life and focus on self-improvement. He says he proved his point to those that would listen, and bows out, forfeiting. Piccolo is out of breath, but Roshi appears completely fine, even though he dodged every one of Piccolo's attacks. Beerus is about to declare a point for himself, but Piccolo refuses this. He says he understands Whis' view a little more now, and now he has to think about whose side he's really on. After some bickering between Beerus and Whis, the round is officially considered a draw. This leaves Yamcha against 17. Yamcha telling 17 that he's a nice guy at heart, he doesn't want to have to worry about dying in any fight. 17 doesn't seem impressed. He tells him revenge is a sweet dish and not to underestimate it. 17 wins, but it seems like he goes a little easy on Yamcha. Maybe 17 isn't as sadistic as they may have thought. Maybe he is trustworthy. That gives another point to Beerus. It all ends with Goten against Trunks. This is the match with the most coaching. They go all out, and it seems their Super Saiyan God forms begin to reach a new state. But neither of them can actually beat the other. The match ends at a draw, leaving their record against each other as 1-1-1. From when Trunks beat Goten at the World Martial Arts Tournament, to when Goten beat Trunks to obtain Super Saiyan God first, and now this, a draw. This also leaves the teams overall at draw, neither philosophy really being definitive. Whis offers a tie-breaking battle of Whis versus Beerus. but Beerus definitely would decline this. We see time pass as the Dragon Team trains, with stories of other contestants from other universes in between. We'll use the manga story for the Universe 6 since it's actually pretty fun and fantastic, and I kind of think its leagues better than the animes. Basically, Kale knows that she's very strong, and is intentionally holding back because she doesn't want Caulifla to feel disrespected as her mentor by seeing Kale has grown stronger than her. I like this story a lot more than just Kale being a generic, soft, shy girl like in the anime, so we're gonna go with that story for this. As the tournament is getting ready to begin, we actually get an exhibition match, a God of Destruction Battle Royale directly from the manga. The Royale ends with Buu telling Zeno that the gods are boring and Beerus is mean. The match is cancelled just as Beerus clashes with that mouse rival of his. Zeno tells Buu to have a fight instead then, and so Buu fights Toppo in an exhibition match. Toppo beats Buu, telling him that he won because he had the hope of his universe pushing him, whereas Buu just wanted a fun fight. Toppo hypes up Jiren and vilifies Universe 7, using Buu as an example of their childish want to fight no matter the consequences. Hit sees Gohan and challenges him. He says the stakes are much higher, so he can't afford to go easy on him this time, which means Hit will defeat him if they come face to face. Piccolo sees Frost and questions why a cheater is even allowed to be here. Trunks and Goten curiously look to Jiren, who just seems annoyed at them and tells them to go away. Then the tournament starts. As the battles begin, most of the team decide to stick together under Gohan's leadership, except for 17 and 18, who jump off on their own. Seeing this, Trunks runs off as well, challenging Goten. He says he'll eliminate more people than him, so Goten runs after him, telling them that he'll eliminate more. Seems like they're competing now. Now the Tournament of Power was such a chaotic, loose brawl with everyone fighting their own battles, so I'll try my best to keep my rewrite easy to understand. Assume that battles will happen that I don't explicitly describe, since this video would be cartoonishly long if I described every fighter from every universe and all of the battles. So Gohan, Piccolo, and Videl would probably take on the Wolf Trio, and all three would be eliminated pretty easily from Gohan, Piccolo, and Videl. Tien, Krillin, and Yamcha take on Frost, and Krillin is able to eliminate Frost, feeling like he surpassed his fear of his past life, from when Frieza killed him. Piccolo finds 17, and they team up, eliminating Botamo and some others. Videl finds 18, and they fight Ribrianne and her friends. They're able to eliminate the two friends, Rosie and Kakunsa, but Ribrianne escapes. Videl's Kaioken seems as effortless as it was during training. Goten and Trunks between to take on the Pride Troopers, and begin struggling. Gohan comes in for the save and begins to fight Jiren. Hit interrupts and the two team up on Jiren. Jiren is able to eliminate Hit, not even allowing Gohan and Hit a rematch like they wanted. Soon invisible fighters begin to attack. Yamcha uses his new Spirit Ball powers to eliminate them with a huge Spirit Bomb. Yamcha finds some of the animalistic fighters, easily taking them out with his ultimate Wolf Fang Fist. You see, the wolf made out of ki of the Wolf Fang Fist causes an instinctual weakening of animalistic fighters. It's like they're scared of the more powerful animal. Meanwhile, Kale and Caulifla battle Jiren and struggle. Kale finally stops holding back and is able to put Jiren on the defensive. She starts going berserk, so Jiren actually has to retreat as Kale starts eliminating a bunch of fighters. Yamcha tries to take on Kale, but Kale is able to attack right through his Spirit Ball. Yamcha meets Kale with the Neo Wolf Fang Fist, but Kale's rage means she gets no intimidation from the wolf. She is able to eliminate Yamcha. Vegeta tries to stop Kale from going berserk, but Kale loses control and eliminates her own teammate. This leaves Caulifla no other option. Caulifla uses the Potara she stole from her Supreme Kai to fuse with Kale and control her rage, becoming Kefla. Kefla interrupts Goten and Trunks against the Pride Troopers, and they eliminate most of the Pride Troopers. Goten and Trunks decide there's only one way to take down Kefla. They fuse for the first time in a long while, becoming Super Saiyan God Gotenks. This battle will go on for a while, with Gotenks able to pick up the win when Jiren interrupts and eliminates Kefla. Gotenks were only able to dodge due to an awakened instinct within them from their previous training. That's the only reason they weren't eliminated along with Kefla. It seems their training has awakened something in them, but they haven't reached it yet. The two prepare to battle Jiren, but they reach their time limit and unfuse. So instead of fighting Jiren, they run away for now. Right after this, Trunks goes to battle Kaba in a rematch, where Trunks wins again. Piccolo fights the two Namekians, eliminating them. Jiren aims at 18, finding her suspicious since he can't sense her. Krillin appears to defend her, and together they battle Jiren. Just as Jiren is about to eliminate Krillin, 17 shows up for the save. Jiren calls for backup, seeing he's outnumbered, so Dispo arrives. Dispo is able to eliminate Krillin, but is eliminated by 18 and 17. Jiren grabs 18 and 17, however he is then distracted by Piccolo, who saves 17 but is unable to save 18, who gets eliminated when Toppo suddenly shows up and eliminates her. Tien appears and fights Toppo, using his awakened transformation I gave him in the last video. He charged up when everyone was distracted by Kefla's madness. Tien is able to take out Toppo, but is also eliminated in the scuffle, when Toppo uses destruction against Tien's clones, and force him out of the arena with him. Piccolo and 17 team up against Jiren. 17 Self Destructs, separating Jiren from Piccolo, nearly eliminating Jiren. Ribrianne reappears, suddenly eliminating Piccolo, saying Piccolo doesn't understand love. Gohan and Videl team up against Ribrianne, eliminating her in revenge, using that double kick they always have in the video games. Jiren and the female Pride Trooper Coquette appear and fight Gohan and Videl. Videl eliminates Coquette, making reference to the Great Saiyaman Pride when doing so. The Kaioken manifests in Videl interestingly in that battle, Videl's hair growing a deep red and any drawback seemingly gone completely. Suddenly, Jiren grabs Videl and eliminates her before she could take advantage of that transformation. It seems whatever it is, Videl cannot control it yet. Gohan fights Jiren, but Jiren keeps the upper hand. Gohan goes all out, yet Jiren is just invincible. He calls himself the impossible ceiling that Gohan cannot reach, but just as he is about to eliminate Gohan, Goten and Trunks appear. Jiren challenges them, telling them what could children understand about fighting. He aims a punch to Goten, who dodges effortlessly. Goten tells Jiren that he's not fighting just to battle Jiren. He's fighting for fun and self-improvement. Jiren grows frustrated and punches Trunks, but Trunks just tanks it and laughs. He says he doesn't care if he's hit, since he knows he'll overpower anyone and win it all. Gohan wonders what's happening to Goten and Trunks. They begin to even look different as they spout their views confidently to Jiren. It seems they have a silver tint to them. Whis shares that they're unlocking it. Goten is unlocking Ultra Instinct Sign, the power like an angel, and Trunks is unlocking Ultra Ego Omen, power like a destroyer. He says without more godly training, this is the best they could do, kind of a half transformation. Together the two team up, able to overpower Jiren, but the godly aura isn't able to last. Jiren grabs Goten and hits Trunks with him. Gohan grabs them before they're eliminated, and faces Jiren again. Gohan is ready to give this everything he has, revealing he's been charging energy within himself this whole time. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks fuse again, as Super Saiyan God. Gohan grabs Jiren and unleashes all he has, unlocking his potential in a powerful sphere of energy. As he does this, Trunks and Goten fire off a burning Kamehameha at Jiren. Gohan is left downed in the carnage, but Jiren is somehow still up. He puts everything into one last charge, kicking Gohan out of the arena before charging into Gotenks, eliminating Gotenks at the cost of himself. Jiren declares himself as the winner, as he was the last in the ring even if he was eliminated. It seems that Jiren has won just barely, until 17 emerges from the wreckage inside the tournament grounds. This whole time he only pretended to self-destruct, and he really hid himself, with no one able to detect his ki since he's an android. They worry about what 17 is going to use his win to wish for, as he isn't as morally stand-up as the others seem to be. But 17 uses his wish to win for all of the universe's safety, bringing every universe back, and the Tournament of Power is officially over. Jiren sees how teamwork was so effective for Universe 7, how even a morally dubious android made such a selfless wish, and it changes him. He vows to work together with his Pride Troopers and friends, and to move forward just as Universe 7 has. Gohan gives Jiren a thumbs up. He asks if the Pride Trooper could use another hero, and that their poses and phrases are really cool. Videl joins Gohan, saying she wouldn't mind joining the heroes as well. Jiren actually laughs. He says he wants to fight them again, to test if Universe 7 are worthy of the Pride Troopers. He also admits Gohan and his friends interest him, and he wants to test this new value of friendship with them. Caulifla also confronts Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. She shares interest in their style of fusion, and says she'll keep getting stronger with Kale to have transformations of their own too. Finally, Ribrianne approaches 18 Krillin and Videl. She admits that she finds it very brave for Krillin to be with someone so under his league, and she's in awe of Krillin's beauty. She says she hopes to battle again and prove she has such selfless love as well. Everyone is shocked that Ribrianne would think 18 is the unattractive one and Krillin's the hot one, but that just seems to be how her universe works, since Kakunsa and Rosie agree, although they say there's no one as beautiful as Ribrianne. And with that, Universe 7 is successful in the Tournament of Power. Goten and Trunks have grown new powers, and Videl seems to be achieving something completely new as well. Yet, elsewhere in Universe 7, an unknown Saiyan lives in wrath. Next video is Broly's story. Although, next video might be special. We might be able to fit Broly and Moro into one video. Look forward to the next video. Subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.